step in quitting tobacco in any form is the determination to do so. So unless you're determined, nothing can help. So the most important component, I would say 60-70% of the comes from one's determination and effort. Because anybody who is addicted to tobacco, when they stop using it, there will be for some time some side effects, the urge to get back into the same habit. And the only thing that really works very nicely is the determination to quit and remain off cigarettes or chewable tobacco forever. There are other things which can help. Some are behavioral therapies. So, a psychiatrist or a psychologist who's specializing in this can help in giving certain advices. For instance, people would light up a cigarette when they are having a cup of tea. So, this is an association in the mind. There is no medical medicine involved, or there is no physiology involved. It's just a association. So, whenever they are about to drink a cup of tea or coffee, they also light up a cigarette. So that's an example. So a behavioral therapy would help in breaking this combination of actions. So you drink a tea without lighting up a cigarette. Similarly, people who are working in high stress jobs, often they want to do something to get their attention off the job or kind of take away some of the stress. So it could be simply having some fruits or a normal chewing gum instead of lighting up a cigarette. So these are various things which can help. Then there are medications which can help in reducing the dependence on tobacco. So these medicines work by blocking the tobacco receptors or nicotine receptors, to be specific, in the brain. Why people feel happy when they smoke? Because the nicotine gets transported by blood to the brain, attaches to the nicotine receptors there, which then releases pleasure chemicals in the brain, and people feel good. So these kind of medicines just block those receptors. So even if a person is to consume tobacco in any form, that pleasure kick which comes with it is blocked, and that gives a period during which all other efforts can be directed to quit the use of tobacco. Then there are tobacco replacements. So you have chewing gums with nicotine, you have patches which can be put on skin to which release nicotine. So you get your nicotine without the association with smoking. So which is also a method which is used, and in combination with effort to keep on reducing it, it can be useful. However, it shouldn't become a replacement for cigarettes. So instead of cigarettes providing you the nicotine chewing gum is providing the nicotine, and so the addiction doesn't go off. So a combination of various methods often works, and I like to emphasize the most important thing is determination to get. First thing is that you need support. So family is a very powerful support. So involve your family. So two things will happen. One, they will constantly be giving you positive feedback. So you remain quit from the habit of using tobacco. Two, the stress which may be there during the initial phases of quitting tobacco can be mitigated to an extent by the family's interventions. So families and sometimes even friends, real friends, are a good support to fall back upon. The other thing is to remember that the best method to quit is cold turkey, which means stop instantaneously. We keep seeing patients who say that I'm trying to quit since last 5 years and I'm reducing gradually my cigarettes. One is simply fooling oneself when such a strategy is followed, because it never works. So only thing that works is just stopping. One day you decide, okay, I've had enough of this. If you need help, medical help, you take that help. You need help from psychologists, do that, but quit in one instance. That is the one which is most likely to help. The other thing is that even with best of intentions, people can fail after success. So one could have quit for 5 years and then something triggers a relapse. But that's not the end of the world. You can again go through the process and stop smoking, stop using tobacco. Uh, the one thing to remember is, which is useful, is to avoid temptations. So don't get tempted by a friend who says, just take a drag. It's no big deal. You take a drag from a cigarette and there goes all your resolution up in smoke. Actually, in a long term, there are no side effects. Short term, yes, there is that urge. Those, especially those who are heavily addicted to cigarettes or tobacco, they have a urge to again consume some tobacco. So that is the biggest side effect. So one could even feel those who are very strongly addicted, the some amount of nervousness or stress during the phase when they quit. Uh, Everything else is positive. So they tend, all of them, if they are having respiratory symptoms, such as many of these smokers tend to cough and produce some phlegm, especially in the morning. Over next 9 months of having quit, it gradually decreases and becomes minimal or stops completely. And of course, some of the adverse effects such as breathlessness, etc., would decrease to an extent once the smoking stops.